just want to say shout out to my parents for creating that girl. It's me. I'm that girl. Y'all, so today is my mom's heavenly birthday. It's been 13 birthdays that she spent on, not earthside, but in heaven. And I just want to say that I'm so proud of myself because typically on my mom's birthday, y'all, I am a mess. And I'm always crying and really sad. But today I feel like a sense of joy because I just could not help but thank God for one, for giving me the parents that he gave me. Even though my mom was 42 when she died and my dad was 34 when he died, they both live relatively young lives. But I'm like, guess what? Their lives are not in vain because baby, they had me. And I don't know, today when I was crying thinking about my mom, it was of course because I miss her, but more so I just felt so much gratitude in my heart for God just, y'all, imagine that God literally gave me a will to still live even though I lost the people who gave me life. I don't know, that came to my head and that just felt so profound to me. Like, I know so many people who say they don't know what they would do if they lose their parents. They can't live without their parents. Y'all, I know people who literally cannot book a doctor's appointment without their parents. Now, granted, I think that's a blessing to still have your parents in your adulthood, to be there, especially when you have children, when you get married, when you do all the things. But somebody like me who has to literally go through every stage of life by themselves, I just have to stop and give myself and God a pat on the back because it is a blessing to still have your peace of mind after going through something so traumatic. Meaning at 9, I remember when they pulled the plug on my dad, and then I remember my mom was kind of sick my whole life, but I remember watching her gradually get sicker, and I remember separating myself because I was like, God, I just knew as a child, I was a very smart child. I said, God, there's no way you're gonna allow me to lose both parents. Like, there's just no way. I know my mom's gonna be magically healed because you already snatched my dad up out of here. God had different plans, and he definitely snatched my mom. She left me too when I was 14. But granted, even when my mom died, I remember at the funeral, I was like the strong one. I cried, but I never felt like, now granted, I do go through life sometimes feeling alone, but I've always felt a sense of peace, just knowing that God was with me. And I know it sounds so cliche, people might not like to hear it. A lot of people ask me like, how are you okay after losing both your parents? Like literally when people hear that, because you know, I'm the life of the party. You know, I just don't seem sad, even though I be sad as heck sometimes. But that's because it's really God's grace, y'all. It's really nothing but God's grace. And I just want to say again, I am so thankful that I still have the will to live after losing the people who gave me life. Now, it might have been different if I didn't like my parents or if I didn't have good parents, but baby, my parents loved me. I was the baby and I was just like the apple of everybody's eye, as I should be. Look at me. And I was just so spoiled by both of my parents, and so to lose them really hurts. But I just feel so blessed that God blessed me with them as my parents, because I know people with parents still alive who they're just not that good of parents, and that's okay. I pray that they get it together before it's too late. But I'm thankful for my parents, and I pray that I marry someone really great as my dad when it comes to the dad department. And I just want to be a great mom for my children. I want to be there for them. But I really made this video to say, like, y'all, imagine losing both parents. I was 9 and then I was 14. I still was super involved in school, made it through middle, high, college by myself, figured out how to do FAFSA applications on my own. I bought my first car without them. Like, I went through my first heartbreak, moved across the country without my parents, got my first apartment without my parents, moved into a better apartment without my parents. I don't know, like God is just good because I know I'm not doing this stuff on my own strength, in my own strength, y'all. And I would never try to take credit for what God has done, but I do want to give myself, like I said, a pat on the back because sometimes I look at the glass half empty versus half full. I'm just thankful to still have my mind. I'm thankful that God has blessed me with a community of people who really love me. I mean, I'm really just so lovable. If you know me, you know. But God is good because he even gave me that personality for a reason. When I was little and I used to get in trouble for talking or having too much personality, God knew that my personality was going to save me when I was an adult. Meaning, I am who I am. God made me who I am for a reason. And I just think that he built me to handle this life that he gave me. And every day, I wake up and I pray. I hope my parents are in heaven and they're safe. And I hope that I'm making them proud, which I think I am. And I just want to continue making them proud. And I feel like I have no reason to not chase my dreams, to not try to live a really big, full life, because my parents are no longer here and they can't do it. Is it like when I travel, sometimes I get so sad, like, wow, my mom, the furthest she's been is probably to Virginia, Myrtle Beach. Like my daddy, he was a country man, you know what I'm saying, in the country. So they didn't get to do a lot of traveling. And I'm like, their lives was cut so short. That's what makes me sad. But also, I have peace knowing that they lived the life that God had for them. If they were supposed to still be here, they would still be here. And unfortunately, they're not, but I am. And that's how I look at it. I feel like God gave me life for a reason. He made them my parents for a reason, and I'm so thankful. And I'm just so proud to be who I am. I'm just so thankful to God. And I don't know, I just, like I said, usually I'm a mess on my mom's birthday. Today, I just feel full of joy. And I'm thankful because, I don't know, y'all. I think sometimes it's just hard when I'm having a bad day and I wish I can call my mom for advice. Especially like when I feel like I get my heart broken. Y'all, I'm a hopeless romantic. I got that from my mama. But one thing about my mama, baby, she was married 4 times. You can laugh, but not too much. And when I say she was a hopeless romantic, 4 times is kind of crazy. I'm like, Mama, how did you get people to propose to you 4 times and I can't even get a text back? So sometimes I want to ask her stuff like that. Or like my daddy, I want to call my daddy and be like, Daddy, like this, I need you to come handle this for me. Because he would have been there for everything. And my dad was a jokester like me, so I know we would have been cracking up. So I live my life thinking like about the what ifs. I try not to do that too often though, because it really gets sad. And when I think about how one day, hopefully I'll be married, my children won't get to meet my parents, that is just so heartbreaking to me. But I like to look at it. I think my parents are picking out my children, especially for me in heaven. Yeah, we're gonna say that. Anyways, y'all, if you still have your parents and they haven't done anything that's like completely terrible to you that you can't forgive them for, I beg of y'all to like treat them right, show them love and respect. Remember that they are people too, and we're all just trying to figure this life thing out and get it right. Because when you lose your parents, even if you're not the closest, you really feel that loss. That is a loss that is just indescribable because it's the people who gave you life. And I know a lot of people will lose their minds without their parents, like I said. So you don't want to feel regret when you lose them. So just love them and let them love you. And yeah, I will tell y'all more about the loss of my parents and how I've been living without them for more than half of my life now. I'm going to start talking about that a lot more up here and just sharing little gems that I've learned along the way being an orphan. My friends hate when I call myself an orphan, but baby, that's what I am. Anyways, I love you guys. Thanks for watching.